Alrighty, gang, we're back with another Crash of the Titans. This time it is against 4-star Falcon, Captain America, Sam Wilson, yellow, blue, and red user. You know, the same color scheme as almost all the Captain America type characters in the game, with the exception of the Infinity War Cap, but that's not what we're here to talk about. So, Sam's yellow ability, Wings of Liberty, this costs 9. It will convert all basic yellow tiles into yellow projectiles at a certain strength, and again, that's all it does. His blue ability is a passive. Anytime Sam matches blue, he strengthens up some number of friendly strike, attack, or projectiles, and then he reduces the length of countdown tiles by 1. So, for example, if you have a countdown tile that's at 5 turns and you match blue, it'll drop down to 4. And then finally, his red ability, which costs 14, it does damage to the target, and then it'll do additional damage for however many projectiles are on the board. And with the way that Sam's kit is, I don't think he's gonna get 14 AP in the fight, or if he does get 14 AP in the fight, well, let's just hope that I got ways to counteract that. Of course, his affiliations are Heroes, Avengers, Team Cap, because he is Captain America, and then whatever else affiliations that the developers are going to add in the game whenever they do their massive update in September. Alright, so we got Nova Sam Alexander. Now you notice I got two Novas, both of which are championed, but we're going to be using our 276 instead of my 370 because, again, you guys who are watching the video, you probably don't have, Sam up to that level. So, but we'll look at it from the perspective of a 370 so that you can see, what his skills and abilities look like. Alright, so Sam's red ability, Takeoff, it costs 6 initially, and then an additional 6 if you happen to meet the criteria. So what it is, it'll convert some number of basic black tiles into strike tiles. Alright. And then if there's at least one friendly strike tile on the board, then the power becomes Rocket Man. And so this is the other 6 AP ability. So when it's Rocket Man, Sam will launch his opponent airborne for 2 turns. And then after the 2 turns, the enemy will come back down, and then they'll dealt whatever the listed damage is for Takeoff, which is 9337, and then if there's no black tiles on the board, then the power goes back to Takeoff. Alright, Nova Blast, aka Pew Pew Pew. I promise you I was going to do the Pew Pew Pew. This costs 7, and what it'll do damage to the target, then it'll create it'll create black strike tiles depending upon how many allies Nova has in the fight. The reason why I say it will be 2 strike tiles is because, whenever you fire it off, you're going to have 2 allies, at least early on in the fight. But since this is a one-on-one fight, we're not going to be able to get any black strike tiles. But at lower levels, it does less damage and all that there. Again, we'll get into the strategy about what we're gonna do with Nova in a minute. And then finally, Danger Zone. I'm thinking about the song by the late rapper Big L. Rest in peace to him. This costs 9, and what it'll do, it'll create. Well, first it'll check the board to see how many black strike tiles there are. All right, and so you need a a minimum. I think it's 7. We're gonna double check and see. It's a minimum of 5. I don't know why I was thinking 7. It's a minimum of 5 in order to activate the secondary ability. We'll talk about the secondary in a minute. But if you have fewer than 5 strike tiles, then you'll convert at least 3 basic tiles into black strike tiles. Now, if you happen to, meet all the criteria of Danger Zone, which again it costs 8, then you will do massive damage to the opponent, but you're gonna remove all friendly black strike tiles on the board, and then like I said, you do massive damage at higher levels. More black strike tiles, more damage to the opponent, blah blah blah. All right. Nova's affiliation. Oh, excuse me, y'all. Is heroes, champions, and I think that is it. Oh, Avengers and Team Cap. Duh, I forgot he was at one point. One point in time, he was an Avenger too. Duh, that was during the that was the whole run where is it where the new Avengers were taking over, where it was Jane Foster as an Avenger, Sam Wilson as an Avenger, Kamala Khan, Miles Morales, etc. All right, now the strategy that we're gonna do with Nova, I think his black is gonna be a little bit, how can I put it? It's gonna be a little bit difficult to try and get on the board to try and meet all the things that we needed to meet. So I'm gonna go with straight up damage, at least with his yellow ability, even though I know it's not gonna create any strike tiles. His red, again, gotta keep the enemies airborne, so keep them airborne, and then we'll use black as I see fit, to create strike tiles on the board. And then as far as to counteract the other Sam, we just gotta make sure that we deny red and we take off as much yellow on the board as we possibly can. As far as boosts go, throw in your +1 to all AP boost, yellow, red, that's obviously a good option too. Find appropriate strike tiles. Find appropriate supports to make strike tiles so that you can boost Sam's strength up a little bit. I don't know if you're going to be able to find one that puts it on a black strike tile. Puts strike tiles on black. Again, that's for me to look at further in the future. Right now, we're going to get into the fight. And another thing that I failed to mention too up in the video is how you're going to link up Sam's abilities, but well, Sam Alexander, not Sam Wilson. But as you saw, I fired off his black ability first, then sent Sam Wilson airborne because I met the criteria to send them airborne. And and another thing you notice too, Sam Alexander didn't have any of his didn't create any strike tiles because hey, no active allies. Alright, now to make sure so people don't think, oh man, Mr. Kennedy, you cheated. No, this is my that's my low level Sam Alexander. As you saw with low health. And again, that's my max champion. Now, as far as to pair people up with Sam, well, Polaris is an obvious option because again, she'll make strike tiles on the board anytime Sam does his thing with his yellow. Now, you do have to deal with the variance of randomness with the strike tiles that you match with Polaris because you don't know whether or not they're going to land on black or one of the other 5 colors that the tiles can land on. So again, that's an option. Another option obviously would be America Chavez, though America's going to be doing most of the hard work because again, you want critical tiles. You kind of want to make sure that some of the abilities that you're going to fire off, that you have more than enough AP to fire off, especially Sam's black ability, because that's going to take a while to generate black AP. The red, not so much. Yellow, not so much. But America's there for critical tiles. Karnak, hey, after 4 turns, hey, Karnak does his thing. You have Domino. Domino would be a great option with Sam. That way, say at the not at the start of each turn, but each time that you make a match on your turn, there's a higher probability of tiles dropping on the board to be black. What does Sam want? He wants black tiles on the board to use his black ability and go from there. Not so much Iron Fist, even though Iron Fist does create strike tiles. He doesn't create them on black. He creates them on purple. Yondu really wouldn't be a great option because again they conflict with black. Wasp really wouldn't be a good option either because she puts hers on red and he wants his on black. X-23 actually would be a pretty solid partner for him. And the reason why I say this here, her purple ability, even though it costs 12, it costs less AP to fire off the ability once you have more strike tiles on the board. And then with her purple tracking prey trap tile, if it gets smashed away by our team, she'll create a black strike tile on the board. So you see that synergy there. Then let me think, who else creates or who gives us, Punisher Max. Punisher Max, he's the king of strike tiles. I mean, well, buffing strike tiles at one point in time, but what you could do since really Frank is really more of a one-man army, you can use Frank's blue ability to add black strike tiles on the board, and you can free up Sam's Sam's black to do to do all the the heavy lifting and whatnot. So again, that's really an option. Really wouldn't go with Sabretooth because again, with his again, you're going to be conflicting with black anyways. You're going to be conflicting with red anyways. And then if you match the enemy strike tiles, if you if you happen to blow up one of your strike tiles on the board, you're going to be kind of upset about that. It's like, oh, I had enough AP to down the opponent. Scorpion, he has a passive red, but again, relying upon enemies to fire off abilities and +2. Let's say, well, his red is passive, but you get the idea. Jim Hammond Human Torch might actually be a solid option to pair up. Now you're like, wait, he's gonna put it on yellow. Yeah, he's gonna put yellow strike tiles on the board. But remember what his ability is. Anytime we fire off a power, he's gonna fortify, friendly special tiles. Right? Burning Persistence. Oh, fortify friendly repeater tiles and then creates a yellow strike tile. But still, that's that's an extra. Again, that's a pretty meaty strike tile on the board. I think here, who fortifies strike, attack, and protect tiles? Shuri. Yeah, Shuri fortifies strike, attack, and protect tiles. Though I don't know if you're going to be wanting to use Shuri's red over Sam's red, but then again, your abilities will be a little bit cheaper with Shuri. With her blue ability. Oh my goodness. So anyway, that's gonna end this video here. We have coming up next will be Scott Lang's Crash to the Titans, 4-star Ant-Man against, I think it's Jean Grey, because this has been ran numerous times, and I think it's either Jean Grey or is it Moonstone? I want to say it's Jean Grey. Again, that's for future me to worry about. Tomorrow, I'm not gonna be doing a Mortal Kombat. I was gonna do Shield Simulator, but I'm gonna have to do that there off camera because I haven't even gotten started up on it, and then work had me super tired this week here, and then putting out the video for Welcome to Shield, so the time that I would have had to do that there, I didn't do it, and this would probably be like the first season in a very long time, and I mean like over three and a half years, maybe longer than that, that I didn't reach my goal of 10,000. But can't be mad. Life happens. But tomorrow we'll be talking about the brand new She-Hulk with her Welcome to Shield event. Remember, we got a couple of days until Chasm hits tokens. Remember, next Saturday will be our tokens pulling spree. So hopefully we can get everything, at least with the latest legends, done to where I only use maybe half of my 10,000 CP. Again, we'll see. That's for me in 1 week to find out what's going on, and then we're gonna be opening up all my other tokens, just so we can maximize the amount of CP we're gonna get, and any other rewards that the game decides to give us. Anyway, I hope you all have a a great morning, whenever it is you watch it. Be excellent to your fellow human beings, and I'll see you all in about a few hours from now. Peace.